I feel so comforted right now. It's like getting a hug from my mom. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. This is Confessions of an Everyday Cook. My name is Morgan. So today I'm kind of feeling some comfort food. How about you? One of my absolute favorite foods is biscuits and gravy. I'm gonna be making a really nice pork sausage gravy that is gonna go over top some biscuits. So let's grab our stuff and get started. First, biscuits. They take kind of a while to make, and honestly I'm in a little bit of a rush. Also, no one can make biscuits as good as my mom, so why even try? So I'm just going to be using some canned biscuits today. They're really easy to use. They're already ready to go in the oven. I have my oven going at 375. Just follow the directions on your biscuits. I'm going to be putting them on a sheet pan that is lined with parchment paper. So just a quick overview of parchment paper. It's very different than wax paper. Wax paper is something that does not go in the oven because the wax on it will actually burn. But I like using parchment paper because that can go in the oven. It helps make the cleanup so much easier, and it helps stuff not stick to the pan. So we're gonna follow the directions on the package. I'm going to stick this in the oven and let's get started on our gravy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get our gravy started. I have a cast iron skillet going here, heating up. We're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter, just to add a little bit of oil in there. Now we're gonna add some pork sausage. Right now I'm using a mild sausage because I wanna be able to control the amount of heat I'm putting into it. So I got a pound of mild sausage. We're just gonna crumble that in here. I am gonna add about half of an onion, a half a tablespoon of garlic, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. Get this mixed up really well. We're gonna cook the sausage until it's completely cooked through and has a little bit of a crispiness to it. Do you think you're getting some sausage? Do you think you're having breakfast tea? He always just kind of lingers around the kitchen when I'm cooking. That way you can try to sneak any food that I might drop. Happens all the time. The sausage is just about ready, so we're gonna go ahead and add some of our seasonings. Some salt, some black pepper, onion powder, and some granulated garlic. I would maybe start off with about a 1/4 teaspoon of each, and then at the very end you can taste it and adjust it to your taste. The basics of making a gravy is you have oil, you have some sort of liquid, and you use flour. So what we're doing is using the oil that has cooked off the sausage as our oil base. And we're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more butter. So we have this here. I'm gonna turn it down to low. I'm gonna add 3 more tablespoons of butter. Let that melt in there. Okay, my biscuits are done. I'm gonna set these to the side while I finish up my gravy. Now that the butter is all melted, I'm gonna go ahead and start with a 1/4 cup of flour. You may need to increase this depending on how much sausage you have. So we're gonna sprinkle that in and give it a good stir. We want to let the flour cook for about 2 or 3 minutes. So we want to have enough flour that it's going to adhere to most of the oil. However, you don't want to add so much flour that it ends up very dry. So you'll notice with the sausage, it does still have a little bit of oil on the sausage itself, but as far as in the pan, there's not going to be much oil because the flour is absorbing it. Now we're going to add some milk. You're just going to add a little bit at a time. Give it a really good stir, that way you're not going to get any clumps. And it is going to thicken as it heats up. So you wanna make sure to keep an eye on it and look for the consistency that you wanna achieve. For me, I'm going to end up using about 3 or 4 cups of milk for this batch. All right, this is looking good. We're gonna let it simmer here for a few minutes, let it thicken up a little bit, and then we're going to taste it to see if we need to adjust the seasonings a little bit. All right, this looks done. All right, everything is done. I went ahead and took the biscuit and I cut it in half and then I poured some gravy over it. So let's dig in. I'm starving. I feel so comforted right now. It's like getting a hug from my mom. It's wonderful. It's nice and creamy. You got a little bit of crispiness from the sausage as well as a little bit of a kick. Heaven. Alrighty guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my biscuits and gravy recipe. As always, make sure you are liking and subscribing as well as checking out my Instagram page at Confessions of an Everyday Cook. Remember to hug someone you love today. See you next time. Bye!